What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. We are here to talk about Nell Fletcher. She is in the hot seat for a lot of reasons. Y'all know she didn't have for some of the fans, she got a little bit of hate mail this season, okay? They didn't like the whole mentor conversation, some people, and some people didn't like what happened on the reunion either, okay? So we got that. And then Nell Fletcher got hit with a double whammy because her stepdaughter, Lexi, decided to air the family business, and Nell was up first. So I want to talk to you guys about that because I noticed something that is definitely worth mentioning. But before we get started, I need y'all to take your imaginary foot out of Nell Fletcher's behind, okay? Give her some breathing room, child. Get your foot from up out of there. Go wash it off or throw away that shoe, whatever's going on. And we are going to talk about it. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to my new subscribers. I see y'all and I appreciate you so much. I do need you to hit that like button though. Hit the like button, hit the share button, child, and get ready to, hear some things. Okay, this is my commentary. Let me put my banner up real quick. This is my commentary. All opinions are alleged. But Miss Lexi, who is Chris Fletcher's daughter from his first marriage, she had an appearance on Love and Marriage Huntsville, her one and only appearance. I think it was season 7. And she ends up having dinner with the Fletcher family, her stepmom, her, bonus siblings, her half siblings, people that she know. And it didn't end well. It ended up with her leaving the household. They get into an argument about money, about Nell Fletcher giving her money and what the money was for. And they all had some different opinions than Lexi. And Lexi said, this is my time, child. And she ends up cussing out that stepmama. She cussed Nell Fletcher out, stood up, and she walked out the door. And there's this last scene of her where she's talking to her father and she's like, you guys are lying. And you hear Chris says, you won't fucking lie. And then he points down the road and says, get the F on, child. That was intense. Okay. But Chris Fletcher does that. And so she has been waiting to share her story. Now, she had already given an interview to Terrence, Giving You the Real Tea, which I watched. We talked about it a little bit on this channel. And it was good. But a lot of people have very different thoughts about Lexi, like she felt entitled and some other things. Child, we're about to break all of this down. So stick around for it. But Lexi, before she dropped her first installment, because she said she has one of 7 videos that she's going to drop. The first installment is about her stepmama. And she said when she dropped that first installment, before she dropped the first installment, she did promo. She did a promo and she said, listen, Cinderella. Listen, Cinderella. And then you hear this.
Know your place and be satisfied with what you've got.
Know your place and be satisfied with what you got. Okay. Okay. Are y'all with me? Good. So she's basically saying that she is Cinderella. Lexi saying, I'm Cinderella. And that her stepmama, Nell Fletcher, is, the evil stepmama. She's the evil stepmama. She is Eveline. Everybody that I say is evil, I like to refer to them as Eveline. I put Nell Fletcher's head on Eveline's body, okay? I see Nell Fletcher getting up in the morning and singing her jam. Don't nobody bring me no bad news, okay? But yeah, Chris with that smug smile, child. So look, let's get into it real fast, y'all. Let me take down my artwork. Lexi, thank you. This is not a bash Lexi video, and it's not a bash Nell Fletcher video. It's a we be getting to the money video. We getting to the point video. Because I don't think that either one of these people, Nell Fletcher or Lexi, has really understood what happened here. Okay. And I did. This is my superpower. So listen. Lexi has this video. She's very genuine in this video, by the way. She is telling her side. This is from her point of view, her feelings. She has every right to share them. I hope that no one over, on her dad's side, the Fletcher children or Chris or Nell challenge her on this, because we've heard her say, and we've even heard the Fletcher say, they've challenged her, and you got to stop that, because what you guys really need to do is what the Fletchers did with the Fletcher children when they saw Dr. Francis. Y'all need to sit down and talk about what happened, and you have not done that, okay? And if you did, you would probably have come to this conclusion that I'm about to give y'all a little sooner. But Miss Lexi, she's very genuine in explaining her side of the story, what happened, okay? And it is mostly centered around Nell Fletcher. She said this first video is about Nell Fletcher because all of my memories are really centered around Nell. I don't remember any one-on-one time with my dad. Anytime my dad was there, my stepmama was there, okay? And a lot of people thought that to mean that, in the beginning anyway, a lot of people thought that to mean that maybe Nell Fletcher didn't want Chris around, like she wanted to kind of manage that relationship between Chris and his daughter. But Lexi is very clear in explaining he just wasn't there. He was, out doing something else. And so she was there visiting Chris and really the family, but Chris wasn't there. Chris just wasn't there for her. And she said, so all of my memories is around Nell. Okay. She said she was the center of the family. And y'all, she said that she actually liked her. She had fun. She had fun in those very early stages of childhood when she was visiting her stepmama. She said Nell was a fun person. So she enjoyed going over, spending time with her family, her sisters, her brothers, I guess, even the niece daughter. So she was like, it was a good time. Why is this important? Why is this important to say to y'all? Well, because I realized in the video that it is Nell Fletcher and not her daddy, Chris, who broke her heart. Nell Fletcher broke her heart, not Chris. Okay, stay with it. Stay with it, baby. Nell is the one who she was around all the time. And then she switched up. Nell Fletcher is the one who switched up, not Chris. Chris was doing what Chris normally did. He wasn't around any damn way. Nell Fletcher is the one who switched up all the time. And it all happened when Chris has the affair and gets kicked out of the house. Okay. Either he leaves the house or gets kicked out. Either way, he's gone for damn near 2 years. I think someone had said in my comments the other day that it was around 18 months. That's a long time to a child who is used to a certain routine. I'm going to go see my, bonus mom and my, my half brothers and sisters. To her, it was her brothers and sisters at the time. But it shows that she loved them. It shows that she liked them. You know what I'm saying? And it shows that when that happened to her, she didn't know what it was. She didn't have a way to explain it or express it. And she still doesn't. Now, I know Lexi said that she's in therapy right now, or that I think she says this on Giving You the Real Teas channel, that she was in therapy. I don't know if they've ever gotten to this in her therapy session, but I do like the way she explained everything on her channel, because she was like, this is not to bash her. And she even gave her grace. She was like, she's getting a lot of heat right now. I just want to tell my side of the story. And she gave her grace in talking about how when her husband left her, when Chris, her daddy, left her, she was like, she had to manage everything. You know what I'm saying? She was like, had a rash that she used to try to cover up. So she would wear turtlenecks even in the summertime, child. She was like, she was drinking a lot. She just wasn't able, she didn't know how to cope with her current reality, which is that her husband left. And she had to figure out how to feed her kids every day and take care of a household by herself. So I think there was 3 or 4 kids in the house. And so she said all of that. And let me just say this too, child, because mothers don't get enough credit. When stuff like this happens to mamas, when they have babies and they're trying to figure this shit out, um, they're not supposed to get depressed. They're supposed to have all the answers. They're supposed to still carry out their same routines without the kids noticing that they are going through depression and heartbreak and all of the things that come with that, trying to figure out how to live life. Okay. You can, parents could be, experiencing death, health crisis, all of the horrible things in life, loss of job and everything like that. And they're still supposed to show up and be the exact same person to a child. That's why when people say it takes a village, this is a reason why, because life happens to all of us. Mamas somehow get the short end of the stick. Daddies get to walk out most of the time. Okay, most of the time it's the daddies walking out saying, "This is too hard for me. I'll figure it out later. I'll make peace with the kids when they get 18 or 25 or when the grandkids come." Ugh. Anyway, Lexi did say, if that was if that was to happen to me right now, I would not know how to deal with it. And so she was giving her stepmama some grace, you know what I'm saying? But here's where things get wonky and people weren't paying attention. Both Nell Fletcher and Lexi tell the same exact story, that when Chris leaves the home, the marital home, and he's gone, and Nell Fletcher's there trying to figure it out for herself, Lexi starts calling the house and asking her stepmama, "Where's her daddy? Can I talk to my daddy? What's going on?" And she actually, before she even says this, y'all, she says, I didn't have a one-on-one with my dad. I only had the one-on-one with my stepmother. We heard that, but we didn't hear when she's calling the house and asking for the dad. She's not really asking for the dad if she didn't have that relationship with him. She's asking for her stepmom, her bonus mom. She's trying to get her bonus mom to say, "Okay, your daddy isn't here, but you can still come and see me and see your brothers and sisters like you used to." Because that was the relationship with her stepmom. It gets deeper. It gets deeper. Stick around. So she says, "I'm calling the house every day or, routinely." And she's asking for her stepdad, excuse me. She's asking for her daddy. And her stepmom is saying, "Well, he ain't here, baby. Okay. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know where he is." They hang up the phone. Nell Fletcher mentions this in an interview that she did with Carlos King. She was like, "Lexi's mad at me because when Chris was out of the house, she was calling. I told her daddy wasn't there. And she said, I don't know why her mother didn't fill in the gap for her because she knew Chris wasn't there." Well, her mother was probably trying to figure out if you was going to still be who you had been to Lexi. So she was probably having Lexi like, "Okay, give her a call. She needs to see this for herself." You know what I'm saying? Was that, a little 1, 2? Sure, because her stepmother, or excuse me, Lexi's bonus mama probably did see that Lexi was going through heartbreak because her stepmom was not doing what her stepmom had done before. And she probably was like, "Well, you asked for this shit, so here you go." But Nell Fletcher is not taking on the weight anymore of Lexi, right? She abandons Lexi for 2 years. And there's no way that a child would understand all of that, right? She loves you, Nell. You broke her heart. You broke her heart by not bringing her back to the house. She doesn't understand, okay, Chris isn't there. He wasn't there any damn way. She was always visiting just you, you and the kids. So I'm sitting here listening to this like, oh, poor Lexi. Damn, that's messed up, right? But it gets deeper. It gets deeper because even though there's a switch up that happens with her stepmom, when Chris comes back to the house, there's another switch up. Lexi gets to come back and visit Chris, stepmama, and the kiddos, but everything changes again for her because no one is who she remembers them as, right? The kids that live in the house, they've gone through the motions with mom. They've gone through the depression part, and they're still going through the depression part, really, because Lexi said Nell Fletcher was drinking heavy and she's lashing out at her father anywhere, lashing out with her father at the dinner table and stuff like that. But Nell Fletcher starts feeling guilty about some of the things that she's doing. And Nell Fletcher, who's also the breadwinner, according to Lexi, she's a breadwinner. And when she's trying to make things up to the kids, she's buying them things. That's how she's showing, you know, that's how she's apologizing to them. So she's apologizing that way by buying them things. She's showing them love, like, I still love you. I know I might have done some things wrong. But who does she leave out? Lexi. So she's punching at everybody, including her husband. You are low down, no good, rotten, blah, 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 because she's trying to figure out how to love him the same way. She doesn't want to divorce him, but she has to go through that reconciliation period. She's going to be mad at him. She's going to punish him a little bit. And she lashes out at everyone, not just Chris, but to her biological children. And she's lashing out at Lexi too. But when she's going through her apology phase with her children, her biological children, and the bonus child, I'm assuming the bonus child, she buys them things to apologize. And then when Lexi says, well, can I have something? She says, let your mama buy it. Let your mama buy it. And we pay child support to you. And so for Lexi, who's watching Nell Fletcher, a woman she did love, show love to her other children, that also makes her feel shows love to her other children by buying them things. She feels left out again. There's another switch up. So y'all, all of this in the beginning, this beginning video is making sense to me now, why she keeps bringing up the money piece, because the money piece is how Nell Fletcher showed love to her children, period. And she thought she was one of them until she came back, until she comes back home or comes back to the family after Chris returns. Get it? Get it? Get it? Get it? So there's another thing that she says that lets me know this. She said that when she was filming the dinner scene and, you know, they're talking about the money piece, and she realizes, that's not my memory of things. And you're always buying them things. I never got anything. I never got anything means you didn't love me the same. She says when she realizes that their memory of things is different, and she's like, you guys have to see my point. She also makes up her mind to cuss Nell Fletcher out, or to give her a piece of her mind, right? She said, I made my mind up to do it there because there was a lot of people around, and I knew that Nell Fletcher wasn't going to basically come over the table and rock'em sock'em her. She said, Nell can fight. I can't. So if I would have, said that in a closed setting, she would have rock'em sock'em me. So at the end of the day, I took my moment. That was my chance to tell her how I felt about her, not her father. That was her chance to tell Nell how she felt about her. And she did it. She took her opportunity. She walks out the door and tells them, F all y'all, goes out the door. That's when Chris comes out And for all of us watching, and me in particular, I was like, oh my gosh, when Chris says the F you, go get the F on. Even though Lexi was crying and hurt, that's the part that Lexi doesn't mention in the first part of this video. She does not mention that. And I was like, she really doesn't have any deep feelings, or her feeling seems more deep for Nell Fletcher than it does for her dad, because that wasn't even a part that she brought up. So Nell, you're going to have a one-on-one with your daughter that does not include your husband, your bonus daughter. And please tell your biological children and for the niece daughter, they need to stay out of it. This has nothing to do with them. Lexi feels abandoned by you. She feels rejected by you. You were somebody she loved, and she wanted that love in return from you. And maybe you didn't know how to give it during the time you were going through all of that. But you have to make things right. You're going to have to unbreak Lexi's heart, okay? Her daddy can't do it. You got to do it for, at least right now, you got to do it first. Her daddy can't do it. You're going to have to undo all the hurt that you caused when you walked out of her life, okay? When you walked out the door, walked out of her life, get it right. Get it right. That is their issue. Nell Fletcher shows love through money. You did give her the $22K, but she said, you didn't do for me what you did for the others. And that's how you show love. So either stop doing all the other stuff, which you can't, because that's just who you are. That's your personality. But you got to recognize that that was what it was. Okay. And that's pretty much it, y'all. Tell me if y'all saw that now. I hope that I think that they have a very interesting story. A lot of people do this. A lot of people show love to their kids this way. But y'all talk to me in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about everything, okay? What else? Hit that like button, share the video. Make sure you are following me on all my platforms at DYANAROZAY. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me, and I will check you on the next one. Bye-bye.